Rafa Benitez to Everton. Holy shit. Hi everybody, I'm Paul, back again with another video on the Toon Review YouTube channel. Thank you very much for joining me on this video. And today we're talking about the very, very surprising news that Rafa Benitez is going to be the imminent appointment as new manager of Everton Football Club, which has just come out of the blue because everybody expected it to be Nuno, the former Wolves boss. I think he was Buki's favourites as far as I can see, to go in and take over from Ancelotti. Rafa's always been mentioned in the background as a possibility, but nobody ever thought that he would end up going to Everton, especially after what he achieved at Liverpool. But it looks as if talks have taken place. Everything's pretty much been agreed, and it's just a case of waiting for the announcement to happen now that Rafa's going in at Everton. I find it astounding, quite honestly. I really do. You know, there's been a lot of backlash on Twitter, especially from Liverpool fans. You know, with the high regard that the Liverpool fans hold Rafa in, especially after winning the Champions League, what he did for the club, still lives in the area, etc. And to go to Everton is kind of like a huge stab in the back for the Liverpool fans. You know, we as Newcastle fans, it would be like Keegan going to Sunderland, or even Rafa going to Sunderland for that matter, because we hold him in such high regard. You know, other rumours are that he was holding out for the takeover to happen, that Pifford agreed that he was the #1 choice to come in once the takeover had happened. I don't believe a word of that, by the way, because there's other managers out there, and for me, better managers. But the Everton fans have had a backlash as well, obviously with his ties to Liverpool. For me, the Everton fans need to get a grip and realise, you know, that was a long time ago. The manager that they're getting in is someone who can take them forward. They're getting a very, very good manager. But, you know, the Liverpool fans are obviously going to be very angry because of the high esteem. You know, there's still flags of Rafa, you know, go around Anfield as they do at St James's Park. So to go to Everton is a huge, huge gamble for Benitez, because he could really ruin his status. Now, where we as Newcastle fans sit on Rafa, I think we're all divided, quite honestly. Some people hold him as this godly man who would come in and just change the club completely. For me, I'm not fussed. I have to be honest, I'm not fussed. You know, at least now, if he goes to Everton, the talk of all this Rafa coming back and, you know, saving us and the saviour and all of this will go away now. We can actually concentrate on the future. Takeover or not. You know, a lot of people panicking yesterday as soon as the news broke about Rafa saying, right, well, that's the takeover off. No, it's not. The takeover is going through court. You know, so it's not off. It might not happen, granted, but it's not off because it's going to court. So people can't say that it's definitely off, because it's not. It's going to court. And when it goes to court, that is when we'll see what will happen. Now, as far as anything else, you know, Rafa, for me, yeah, he was brilliant when he was here, but the football, was it that great? Because I'm not sure it was. Yes, he got results and he had the team very organised, and I will never take that away from Rafa. But, and he didn't have a lot of money to spend to bring in exciting, talented players. But the football wasn't great. And I have to be honest here, you know, but I'm not having to go at Rafa here. I just don't think the football was that great. So if a takeover happens for me, then somebody like Diego Simeone or Conte coming in, somebody of that stature, for me, would just change the whole persona of Newcastle United. If the takeover doesn't happen, which, you know, we're 50-50 as to whether it will or whether it won't at the moment, but if it did happen, then... Sorry, didn't happen, then obviously we're left with Steve Bruce and Mike Ashley at the minute, and that's all we can look forward to. So, you know, there isn't a great deal of hope or belief if the takeover doesn't happen. But Rafa going to Everton, for me, doesn't have anything to do with the takeover. Maybe he was just waiting. Maybe he was, but he's got sick of waiting. You know, this opportunity at Everton's come up, and maybe it's an opportunity that he just couldn't turn down. People are saying, you know, he's a bit of a mercenary when it comes to money. You know, he went to China, which was a complete failure for Rafa, if we're honest. He did nothing in China. It was a waste of time, but he made millions of pounds from it. And now Everton have come along and they'll be offering him a lot of money. Let's be honest here, a lot of money to be manager of their football club. So, you know, in a way, I can see why people have a go at Rafa about the money situation, and that's what's driving him. Because if he's going to Everton with the stature he holds with Liverpool fans, I think it's madness. I really do. I think it's madness from a Liverpool fan point of view, and from where Rafa sits as this icon at Anfield, as this icon at St James's Park. You know, Newcastle don't really hold Everton in high regards either. We're on Liverpool's fans' side when it comes to Everton. We call them the Scouse Mackhams. You know, and to be honest, I just do not understand what is driving Rafa. You know, yes, he wants to get back into football, but Rafa also needs to understand the stature he holds with certain football clubs. But is this where we are with football now? Is there just no, you know, no loyalty anymore? I mean, I know, you know, with players we could say that, but with somebody like Rafa, who people think is this marvellous gentleman, he's such a superior figure with these football clubs. For him to do this, it's a massive risk, in my opinion. A massive risk. Because the Liverpool fans won't forgive him. You know, Everton are their city rivals. You know, yeah, you can say that, you know, cup finals in the past, except they've all sat together because some of the family support Everton, some support Liverpool. Fair enough. But there is a massive rivalry there. You know, maybe it's not as big as it is with Manchester United, but there is a rivalry between the city clubs, obviously. And for what Rafa did at Liverpool to go to Everton, I mean, how that must feel for a Liverpool fan, I do not know. Everton fans on the flip side, yeah, obviously he's had Liverpool connections, but he's going to drive Everton on next season. He's going to try and, you know, change what Ancelotti did. You know, for me, Ancelotti failed. They were looking decent and then they just slumped. So for me, Ancelotti failed in what he tried to do with Everton. And Rafa's going to come in and try and change all that. Obviously, the appointment hasn't been 100% agreed yet, but from all the reports, it looks like, you know, the talks have been complete and it's just a matter of time now before the announcement's made. For me, though, like I said, as a Newcastle United fan, I'm not too fussed. I'm pleased in a way because it'll stop all this Rafa coming back, and Rafa's the #1 target for Piff and all of this. You know, we can look forward now. Whether the takeover happens or not, it stops all the Rafa coming back crap that's been going on. Because for me, Rafa, yes, he did a wonderful job when he was here. I don't think the football was that great, to be honest, but he did a wonderful job in staying with us, getting us back into the Premier League when we went down. That was fantastic. Okay, but I just don't think the football was pretty to watch. But he did a job for us. He had the team organised. But he's now in the past. And I think a lot of Newcastle United fans need to accept that he is in the past. He's gone. That's it. You know, let's move on in whatever way we can. Whether the takeover happens or not, the fan base needs to move on from Rafa because it's not happening. And if the takeover happens, like I say, we need to go for somebody really exciting. Conte would excite me. Simeone would excite me. Those kind of managers that would really drive and strive to bring Newcastle United back to where we know as a fan base this club belongs. So, and if the takeover obviously doesn't happen, then it's pretty bleak for us Newcastle fans. We've accepted that. You know, it's going to be Bruce moving forward, and you know, relegation might stare us in the face. But until we know 100% what's going to happen, you know, we can't do anything. We're kind of in limbo as Newcastle United fans. But now Rafa looks like he's gone to Everton. That stops all the talk of him coming back. Please, Newcastle United fans, let's move on. Let's look for something positive. If the takeover happens, there's going to be a lot of positivity. If it doesn't, we just have to stick by the club we love. It's as simple as that. Try and get Mike Ashley out. Try and get Steve Bruce out. Do what we can. Because we know Steve Bruce isn't good enough moving forward. He's not the manager to take this club forward under Ashley or under a takeover. That we know that for a fact. But we are where we are. And, you know, I wish Rafa Benitez the best of luck. If he takes the Everton job, then good luck to him. Because, you know, like I say, he did a wonderful job here. There is no doubt about that. But for me, the football wasn't fantastic to watch. And yes, people can say, well, he wasn't given a budget. He had to work with what he had. Yes, he did. But I think the football could have been a little bit better from the players that he had available. However, That's not taken away from the job he actually did in getting us back in the Premier League, etc. But for Liverpool fans, I really do feel for them because, like I said, he's a massive icon there, Champions League winner, and then he goes to the blue side of Merseyside. I think it's crazy, and I can understand the hurt and the pain that the Liverpool fans are feeling. But Everton fans, you need to realise, you know, the Liverpool fans are hurting badly because he's coming to you guys. And he has the opportunity to build you guys up as a big club now and really, you know, try and compete with the likes of Liverpool. So I don't understand where the Everton fans are coming from. I think they need to get over it. You know, we've got Steve Bruce, for God's sake, who used to manage Sunderland. You know, we've had to put up with that for a couple of years now. And if the takeover doesn't happen, it's going to go on for a bit longer. So, you know, think yourselves a bit lucky, you know, that you're not getting somebody like Steve Bruce. You're getting a man like Rafa Benitez. You know, just have a think about that for a moment before you go sort of kicking off that he's coming to Everton, because he could do a lot worse, believe me. Look who we've got. But anyway, if you have enjoyed the video, guys, please do smash the like button up for me. And if you're new to the channel or you haven't done so yet, please do consider subscribing. Lots of stuff coming up on the channel over the summer. All the Euro stuff, Newcastle United news, Premier League news. We are going to move into the sort of the EFL as well as non-league stuff as well. So loads of stuff coming up on this channel, even if you're not a Newcastle United fan. So thank you very much for watching the video. Keep an eye open for the live shows, which are coming up very soon. And in the meantime, take care, everybody.